Yes, we are live. Yes, we are live. Good evening, everyone. How are we doing today? And happy Sunday. Yes, hope we've had a lovely day. Where's everyone? I hope I'm not going to do this live all by myself. Where is everyone? We are live. We are live. Please give me 1 second. Mm, We are live. Please give me 1 second. Mm. I hope you can hear me. If you can hear me, can you please put it in the comment section? If you can hear me and you can see me if you can see me very clearly, can you please put it in the comment section? Yeah, so thank you so much for joining me. My name is Dumebi. Thank you for doing this with me. I celebrate you and I appreciate you. Remember, it takes intentionality to do this because, like we always say, parenting is first about you, us, me, the parent, before your children, before our child. And it takes knowledge, to be intentional. It takes what you know to be able to raise your child differently. So if you're going to be joining me or if you catch replay, I still celebrate you and appreciate you. So without wasting too much of our time, my name is Dumebi and I'm a UK-based parenting expert. So today we're going to be talking about speaking your child's love language. Speaking your child's love language. I hope you can hear me. I hope you can hear me. If you can hear me and if you can see me, please put it in the comment section. Speaking your child's love language. Speaking, can you hear me? If you can hear me, I'm still one person. If you can hear me, can you please put it in the comment section? If you can hear me, if you can see me, put it in the comment section. Okay. So speaking your child's love language, I would have started this live session by asking you, do you love your child? And without being told, I know as a parent, we all love our children. Every one of us love our children, and we all have good intentions to raise a happy child, to raise a successful child, to raise a child that thrive. But the thing is, do we know how to communicate our child's love language? Do we know how to speak our children's love language? Because it is one thing for you to love your child, and it's another thing for you to be able to communicate that love to your child in order for your child to feel loved by you. So, and as a parent, I know a lot of us didn't. We all know we know our parents loved us. We knew our parents loved us. Even me, I knew my parents loved me. But most of us, we didn't feel loved. Most of us, we never heard I love you from our parents. We never heard I love you or a hug or kiss and all of that. And for a child that's their primary love language, it didn't feel love. Most of us, we didn't hear it. And this is not to blame our parents or anything. It's simply because they didn't know better. They didn't know. But here you and I, we know now. For here we are today, we know better and we believe we'll do things differently. Um, so like I said, it is one thing to love your child, is another thing for your child, for you to know how to communicate this love so your child can feel loved by you. When or at what age? I know someone might be asking, when or at what age can I communicate this love to my child? The thing is, when it comes to love language, I think I'll say start from as soon as from the first day you realize you're pregnant, from the minute you realize you're pregnant, start communicating that love to your child up until you give birth to them and all through their life, communicate the love. How do you do it? How do you do it? We'll come to that, as time goes on. Now, communicate love to your child should start, like I said, as soon as they are born. If before they are born, before they are born. Research suggests that babies who receive physical touch, such as being heard, being kissed, have healthier emotional interactions. Children who receive physical touch feel loved, wanted, and have secured attachments. Another study shows that children who are most securely attached and loved as a child are more motivated. Sorry, are more motivated and are likely to do what you ask them to do. They are more motivated in the sense that that intrinsic motivation to do things without anyone asking them to do it. It's it's is in them. It comes natural with them because you speak their love language and they do things without anyone, asking them to do it. So that is why it's important for us to speak and communicate our children's love language. One of the child's why?
I don't know what.
Oh,
I think comment for some reason. I don't know what. Well, just leave that be.
okay. Just give me a moment, guys. Let me see. Why ending? Okay, let's see what's going on. Mm, just a moment. What is going on? Mhm. What's going on? Just a moment, please. What is going on? Mhm. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I'll share with you a story I read in a book written by Enime Orobo titled "Understanding Your Child." Um, so the story says, "Dear mom," okay, so it's about a child. It's about a child that she knew that her parents loved her, but she didn't feel loved. She didn't feel loved. So let me read the story out for you. Dear mom, it is with a heavy heart I write you this note, knowing the amount of pain it's going to cause you. Mom, I want you to know that I love you dearly and I will ever love you. If I am given the opportunity to live again, I will still choose you as my mom, and our family will still be my place of birth. But unfortunately, I know that there won't be such an opportunity again. Mom, I didn't want to do this, but I was compelled by circumstances beyond my control to take the plot. I tried my best to pull through, but my best was not good enough. I have battled alone for about 13 months now until my strength failed me. You and Dad could not decipher what I was going through, and maybe I should not blame you for that. My one and only brother came close to understanding what I was passing through, but it was too much for his young mind to comprehend. Mom, I know that you and Dad loved me and did everything you could to prove that to me. You provided for me more than I would have ever wanted, took me to places that most of my mates have not even heard of yet. Despite all of this, my heart was longing for love. I needed someone who would love me for who I was. I needed someone who could reach the depth of my soul and fill the vacuum there. The material provisions you spoiled me with could not do that. I was alone all the while, despite the fact that we laughed together and had discussions as family. Your brother, Uncle Tony, who came to live with us, made me believe that he knew exactly what my soul was longing for: companionship. He chose to stay with me when you and my dad were too busy to notice my loneliness. He tried to keep me company when I needed someone to talk to, but had only gadgets and teddy bear as my company. I was fooled into trusting him, and he hacked into my foolishness. He did it perfectly and deeply. Mom, your brother raped me and used me as a sex toy for 3 whole years. I expected you and Dad to notice, but none of you did. When he left our house last year, I was shattered because I have grown to fill the void of your absence with his dirty deeds. I couldn't complain because I was afraid I would lose him. But when he eventually left for Canada, the magnitude for the emptiness in me became too heavy for me to carry. I struggled to forget those experiences, but I could not. My grades dropped. My grades dropped in school, and you and I quickly arranged a home lesson teacher for me. Mom, that singular act, instead of helping me word what is about to happen to me a few minutes from now, the home lesson teacher you brought reminded me so much of Uncle Tony. On several occasions, I felt like grabbing him and making him feel the gap that Uncle Tony's absence created in me. Mom, I had to do this because I was lonely. Did you ever imagine what I was doing in my room all the time I stayed there alone? Just once. Wouldn't couldn't you have gone out of your way to just spend some time with me so that we could talk? There are many things I would have liked to tell you, but I don't want to add to your pain. So let those other torments be buried with this undignified body of mine. Please make sure my younger brother doesn't get to the point I am now. And also tell your friends and colleagues who have children to find out what is happening with their beloved children before it gets too late. Many of the things parents do, all in the name of showing love, are not what the children need. I would have gone long hours before now, before you get to read these notes. But the cherry news I have is that my brother is still with you. Transfer the love you had for me to him. My bank details and passwords to my phone and laptops are all in the piece of paper I dropped in the drawer of your dressing table. I will miss you, and it pained me to empty in my mouth, in my hand into my mouth, but I'm constrained to do it all the same. Tell Dad and my brother that I love them. Tell my pastor that I will miss his sermons and long prayers. Tell my friends not to envy me. Goodbye, Mom. So that's a very sad story of a young girl who knew his parents loved him, but he didn't feel the love. He was lonely and is a child that needed quality time. spending time together, but unfortunately he didn't get it. Fine, his parents did everything, to provide for him. She didn't lack anything. She had things that her friends, her mates did not or could not even ever imagine. She had them all, but then that was not what she needed. She needed something more than just material things. She needed something more than just I love you. She needed something more than, taking her to those beautiful places. All she needed was someone to talk to, someone to spend time with. But unfortunately, her parents could not give it to her. So what what are love languages, if I may ask? Love language is how a person shows that they love someone. It is how a person shows that they love someone, and also how they receive affection from other people or from others around them, or from people around them. It is one thing to say, I love my child. It is another thing to understand how to communicate this love to your child in order for your child to feel loved. Says Dr. Chapman, the author of Five Love Languages. He also stated that every human being, including children, expresses and experiences love in the same way, but there is one that is peculiar, that is that is most important to them or to all of us. So according to him, there are five love languages, which is physical touch, words of affirmation, quality time, gifts, and art of service. Yes, quality time, physical touch, words of affirmation, gifts, and art of service. Now let's look at the first one, quality time. This means giving your child your undivided attention. Your child will express this kind of love when they want you to spend time with them. See those children that every time they want you to spend time with them? Yes, those are children that quality time is their love language. There are some children who have a higher need for this quality time. For them, your gifts, your money, your luxurious life, like the girl we just read her story, it means nothing to them. Nothing at all. It means all of those things is like trash to them. But mapping out your undivided time with them means the whole world to them. you know your child just wants to roll on the floor, wants you to roll on the floor with them. Some wants you to just tell them a story or talk to them. They want to tell you how they played with their friends or everything that happened in school. They just want to, mommy, do you know when I was in school, my friend did this, my friend did that. They just want to pour their hearts on you. Some they just want you to just follow. So they just want to follow you or go on an errand with you. For my son Golden, quality time is his primary love language. For him, as soon as he comes back to school, he wants to tell you, mommy, my friends, he wants to tell you who came to the school, who did not come, which teacher was sick, who teacher was coughing. He wants to tell you. And sometimes when he's telling me, maybe I'm preparing their lunch and he's saying it and I'm not listening. Mommy, I'm talking to you. Mommy, listen to me. Mommy, I'm talking to you. Mommy, you need to listen to me. Sometimes he's literally pulling me, just because he wants my undivided attention. He wants me to listen to him without being distracted. That is how you know a child whose primary love language is quality time. The truth is, life is busy and we all are busy, especially parents, work demand, life and everything. Life is very busy. And sometimes this time we might not have it enough. But the time time is the biggest currency you have with your child. Never take this time for granted. You know, for this set of children, your time with them is what they'll remember you the most. The time you spend for your children, the time you spend with your children is what they'll remember you the most. Just yesterday, I was speaking with some two women, they came visiting and we're just talking. So they were asking me, why are you going to talk about your life today? And that was how the conversation started. And lo and behold, it took us back to, our upbringing. They are not Nigerians. It took us back to our upbringing, And guess what? There was something shocking that all of us were able to remember. The first thing we remembered, or the things we remembered first, were the things our parents didn't do right. How they did not hug us, how they did not tell us I love you, how they'll give us all the work to do in the house, all of those negative things. And it dawned on me that the truth is, it is those things that we didn't do well that our children are going to remember first before even thinking about the good things. It was an eye opening for me yesterday that three of us, three women yesterday in my lounge here, we're just talking about everything about our childhood. And most of the things we talked about were the things our parents didn't do right. So what does that mean to you as a parent? We need to wake up, we need to be intentional because and then it dawned on me. I asked myself a question yesterday when they left. What do I want my children to remember me for? Fine, I know there's no perfection in parenting, but again, what do I want my children to remember me for? Is it for the things I didn't do well? The things I ought to have done that I didn't do, I failed to do as a parent? Is it those things that were supposed to be my responsibility? It's my duty, it's my responsibility as a mother, it's my role as a parent to know and understand my children's love language and give it to them and help them express and experience it. It is my duty. So they're going to remember me for not doing that, for not showing them, for not understanding their primary love language and showing them the other love languages. Is that what they're going to remember me for? Because I choose not to learn. I choose not to seek knowledge. So it was a big question for me and it was a very big eye opening for me. So now let's see signs that your child prefers this love language. First is when a child is always wanting to come along with you when you're going on an errand or you're going to get something. Mommy, can I come? Mom, can I please come with you? Mom, can I go with you? Oh, mom, can I do the? Oh, mom. Just know that is a sign for you to know that that child's primary love language might be quality time. And another sign is when a child, yeah, a child who often when a child often say to you, "Mommy, watch this. Mommy, see. Mommy, look," and now they are saying it. They are pulling you. They are literally pulling you. Some they are pulling your face towards. They are turning your face with their hand towards that direction. Or something. Oh, mommy, can you play with me? Mommy, let's play this. Mommy, let's do this. Mommy, look. Mommy, watch. Those are signs to tell that is your child's primary quality time is your child's primary love language. And that leads me to the second one, which is physical touch. For some children, physical touch communicate love more than the other love languages. For them, sitting on your special lap, while you read them a story, means so much to them. Holding their hands, while you go for a walk is more than, precious. It's the most beautiful thing that you could ever do for them. Or is more important to them than you taking them to like Disneyland or all of those. No, is sitting on your special lap while you read them a story, having that sort of connection, physical touch means a lot to them. And also like a pat on their shoulder, a kiss, a hug, cuddles, sitting close to you. Like for the older ones, they want to sit close to you. You see, every now and then they are sitting close to you. You're talking, they're just close, like the one you call like chingoming and all of that. Giving them high five is all they want from you. They just want to feel your love through physical contact. Now let's see signs. Sorry. Now let's see signs that your child prefers this love language, that is physical touch. One is when your child is constantly being in your space. You know those children, don't you? And I believe you have them. If you have one, put it. I don't know why I can't see any comments in the comment section. You know, when they are constantly in your face, they're just everywhere. They don't want to please just let me breathe. I just want to be by myself. Everywhere you go, they want to go, they want cuddling, every now and then they are touching mommy or play with me. They are playing with your hair. Like my daughter, she won't let go of my hair every now and then. Mommy, let me pack your hair. Let me, she's literally touching it and all that. Sometimes you see her, Mama, go and read your book. Hug, 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 hug first. And I'll just laugh. Hug, hug, hug. The way she will say it is so hug, hug, hug first. I say, okay, come and hug. But mom, can I have a hug? Sometimes she's crying. And by the time you ask her, why are you crying? Or just mommy hug. She just needs hug, you know. So also when they love hugging, cuddling, scratchy back scratches and all of those high five, these are signs that their primary love language is physical touch. And then let's see the next one, which is gifts, receiving gifts. Giving a child a gift is an expression of what? Of love. For children who have this as their primary love language, any gift you give to them is a sign that you love them. Any gift, it doesn't have to be big or small. Any gift at all, as long as it's a gift, it means that my mommy, my daddy loves me. But when you don't give them any gift, sadly, mommy and daddy does not love me. And that is not what we want for them, right? The truth is, you do not have to buy expensive gifts, to show your child or to satisfy your child's primary love language. Simple flower, like I remember those days. There's a building close to my daughter's school. They have this beautiful when I mean beautiful flowers. Sometimes when we're going to pick her up, Golden will pluck. Mommy, I want to pluck flower for Oma. A child that a child whose primary love language is gifts. That flower is a gift for that child, and it means a lot for that child. you know Sometimes just card, sometimes you're going to do school runs, just take a card or a paper, a sheet of paper. I love you and I've missed you so much. Is a special gift for that child. Also for them, it's about you. For those child that their primary love language is, what are we talking about here? Gifts, receiving gifts. For them, it's about you understanding that your child would prefer your special gift to your hug, to your kiss, to your high five, to sitting close to you and all of that. Again, your gift, like I said earlier, it doesn't have to be tangible. Sometimes creating like beautiful experiences that is as simple as, I'll take you to the park maybe next week or over the weekend. I'll take you to the park. That is a gift. We'll go shopping together in the evening. That is a gift, you know. So make them feel special on also make them feel special on their special occasions, like on their birthdays, buy them good gifts, buy them gifts, and also Christmas as well, give them gifts. Now let's see signs that your child prefers this as their love language. One is when a child prefers everything they have been given, even if they don't use it or play with it. When they love it, they can't stop admiring it. They just want to hold it. They hold it so dear to them. They keep it. That's a sign that their primary love language is receiving gifts. Also, when they play with it, it's also a sign. And also, when a child values items they have received, when they value it, when it means so much, so dear. Those children, you give them something, they don't even want, not even an ant or a fly to come near it. You know, that's a sign that that child's primary love language is receiving gifts. And let's see the third one, which is acts of service. I hope you can hear me. I hope you're still following, and I hope you are enjoying me. From what I've said, can you tell your child's love language? And can you also tell your own love language? Now, let's see art of service. Please put it in the comment section. I don't know why I'm not seeing anything in the comment section now. Art of service. This set of children love to be helped, and they also express it when they say things like, Mommy, Daddy, can you help me tie my hair, please? Can you help me tie my shoelace, please? Can you help me do my homework, please? Can you help me wash the dishes, please? Can you help me do this? Can you help me do that? When they always help, 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 just know that their primary love language is what? Act of service. Dear parents, okay. Dear parent, this does not mean, like I always say, fine, is acts of service, and we say speak and communicate it so they can feel love, right? And they can express and feel love, right? At the same time, You don't want to be doing everything for your child. Mommy, can you help me tie my hair? You tie it. Mommy, can you help me tie my shoelace? You tie it. Mommy, can you help me wash my dishes? You wash it. All in name of you want them to feel love. You want them to feel loved by you. All in name of you want to communicate their love language. All in the name of you want them to express and experience love, right? You're literally doing everything for them. Dear parents, never ever do for a child what they can do for themselves. I repeat, never ever do for a child what they can do for themselves. You can speak their love language, fine. You can only if yeah, you can speak their love language if it's out of service. But again, you can only you can work with them, you can help them, assist them, but not doing it for them. There's difference between helping and doing it for them. If they're washing the plate, or if they say, "Oh, mommy, can you help me wash the plate?" You can say, "Okay, how about you want to speak their love language, right? Which is fantastic." You can say, how about you wash and I do the yeah, I do you do the washing and then I do the rinsing. You're not doing it for them because it is their job, it is their role, and they can do it. Do not do for a child what they can do for themselves. It's their task, it's their duty to do it. So don't do it for them. You can only assist them, you can guide them, you can stay with them while they are doing it. You can be here as they're washing it, you can be helping them to put in the play rack. They are doing their homework. You never do their homework for them because it's their homework, it is their job to do it. But you can assist, you can guide them on how to do it if they are confused in terms of maybe if the workload, maybe they have too many assignments, they don't know which one to do. You can guide them, okay, should we map out which one do you think you can do first? Which one do you want to do first? Which one do you want to do one first and then have 5 minutes break? Just helping them rather than just sit down, grab the homework and just do it everything for your child. No, never do for a child what they can do for themselves. I hope that helps. And yes, because the truth is, we don't want to take their independence away. Instead, we want to encourage that independence. So leave them to do age appropriate, their age, leave them to do age appropriate tasks. Whatever they can do for themselves, leave them to do it. So for this set of children, always think of the phrase, action speaks louder than words. And also offer to help them by saying, I'll help you. Let's do it together. You know, I'll help you. I'll assist you. I'll guide you. Let's do it together. So instead of just literally doing it for them, you can do it together with them. Like I said, they are washing the plates. They can't be washing the plates and you are rinsing or they are rinsing, you're putting it in the play rack. That is giving them, satisfying that need for parts of satisfying that primary love language, which is part of service. Now signs. Let's see signs that your child prefers this love language of acts of service. One is when your child asks for help for something they can obviously do for themselves. You know, literally that shoe, Godin can put it on, and Godin is telling you, "Mommy, can you put my shoe on for me?" He can dress himself, and he's telling, "Mommy, can you dress me up?" He can take his uniform off, and he's telling, "Mommy, can you take my uniform? Can you help me take my uniform off?" And some of them, they can be so sweet that the way they will ask you, even you don't even know when you will start taking them, when you start doing those things they ask you to do. So, but the truth is, never take their independence away. Let's encourage it, you know. So another way or another sign is when they say, "Mommy, Daddy, can you fix my broken toys?" Instead of asking you to get them a new one, can you fix it? Remember that fix is quality time. They know that it will require your time to fix it. Instead of just telling you, "Oh, Mommy, can you get me another toy?" They say, "Can you remember that phrase, fix?" Because they know you spend time doing it. So watch out for those signs. And the other one is words of affirmation. Words of what? Affirmation. I hope someone is still hearing me. I hope you can hear me. I hope you're still with me. Words of affirmation, which is our last one. Words of affirmation. And yes, where is it? Words of affirmation. What do you say to your child? We talked about gifts already, isn't it? Words of affirmation. What do you say to your child? What does your child hear from you? You know, It simply means looking for things in a child that you can affirm. What are those things you're seeing in your child that you can affirm? It could be as simple as, I love your hair color. Oh, I love your hair, it's so beautiful. Oh, I love your earrings. Oh, I love that white jacket. Oh, I love your blue shoe. Just those things that you can just affirm. That is what words of affirmation is. Children whose primary love language is words of affirmation, they feel loved through words of affection, through words of praise, through words of compliments, and through words of encouragement, and through words of appreciation. Thank you for helping me do that. I really appreciate. Or what would I have done without you doing it for me? What would I have done without you giving me that cup of water? You know, it made me feel better. Oh, thank you for helping me bring my bag upstairs. I love your clothes. Oh, I love that coloring you've done. Oh, how did you do it? Ah, it looks so beautiful. Again, what do you again as parents, what do you say to your child? The truth is, remember the Bible verse that says in Proverbs 18, verse 21, that says, life and death are life and death lies in the power of the tongue. What do you say to your child? What is your child hearing? Because your words can actually kill your child, or you can actually kill your child with the things you say, to them, those things that come out of your mouth. What do you say to them? Are you that kind of parent that will say, see you, all you know how to do is eat, 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 keep eating? Or are you that kind of parent that say, you cry too much. Why are you always crying? I have done everything for you. I've fed you. I've done this. I've done that. Keep crying. Why are you crying? Always crying. Is that what your child hears every time? Or does the child hears all those hurting words? You know those words. Is that what your child hear? Are those things, are they what your child hears? And also you can give your child life too with the words that comes from your mouth. The same way you use your words to, bring them down. You can also use this word to give them life. You can use this word to empower them. The other day I was watching Pastor Jerry's video. He was just talking about his mom. Like, you could tell that everything he is today is like his mother played a huge role in shaping who he is today. He couldn't stop talking about how his mom will call him a king. He will give her, this local chair and say, sit down, my king. She was always affirming him. She was saying more than this is according to him. They used to beg for food, they don't have food, they had nothing. His mom was saying him more than their current situation. How about what's her name? Kechi. Kechi, the one of the survivors. Is she the only survivor now, or I think it was two of them. Yeah, two survivors. One of the survivors of the Sosoliso plane crash that happened, was it 2005? I'm not sure now. Yeah, but Kechi. I was listening to her interview at that time, and she was saying that her mother told her while she was in coma, she was hearing her mother's voice. Oh God. She was hearing her mother's voice. Everything her mother was saying, she was hearing. How her mother will explain the whole incident, what happened, where she is, and she will assure her and say to her, you will be okay. In her words, she said, I knew I was going to be okay because my mom said I was going to be okay. What are you saying to your child? Are you speaking life in their situations? Those things that looks like there's no hope, those things that look dead in their life, are you speaking life to it with your words, or are you even killing it or damaging its demon? She said, imagine a child that was in coma for how many weeks? Is it for a very long time? She didn't know where she was. And this is a child that had just 30% chances of living, of surviving or living, either, whichever. 30%. Yet, her mother, irrespective of her situation, her mom was not seeing it. She knew that her child will survive. She knew her child will be okay. And indeed, she's okay. She's okay. Look at her today, thriving. Imagine if her mom gave up on her. If instead of her mom speaking life, speaking the word, prophesying it, instead of her doing all of those things, imagine she was just crying, she was just complaining, what will be, I can't keep myself, why is it is well, consoling herself with all of those things. In place of all of that, even when it was looking like no hope, there's no hope, she was still seeing life. What are you saying to your child as a parent? What are you speaking to your child? What is your child hearing? So, like I said, telling your child, I love your shoes, I love your red color, I love the red color you use to color the fish, just saying those positive things to them. I like how you sat really nicely at the restaurant, or well done. Or you could say, oh, I love you because you're my baby girl. You can just look at your child and say, oh, I love you because you're my baby girl. I do this to my children a lot. I'll just sit down, I'll just be looking at them. Especially how much she'll say, Mommy, why are you looking at me? I say, I love you because you're my baby girl, and then she'll just smile. Sometimes I'm doing same to Golden too. That's the thing. Sometimes you can say, um, okay, like I like the fact that you just know what to do without you did your maybe they wash the dishes. Oh, thank you for washing the dishes without anyone asking you to do so. Those are words of affirmation. That is you affirming your child, recognizing those things they have done. Sorry. Now, say these things. Say these things to your child and see how your child, how you, the mommy or daddy, whoever, how you become the best mommy or the best daddy in the world. Now, let's see signs that your child prefers this love language, that is words of affirmation. This is when they continuously seek compliments. Those children every time. And also when they beam, when you praise them, you see those children like, oh, you look beautiful. And then they're like, the way they just open their eyes like, what? Or, yeah, that is how you know that is their love language. So dear parents, understanding your child's love language or love language is a way of helping your child to feel loved, is a way of filling your child's love tank, like the story we read earlier. That child, the parents, they loved her and they loved her so much, but then they were not filling her love tank. There was a vacuum left inside of that child. What that child needed was just someone to spend time with. What that child needed was someone to just open her mouth to just talk to. But they were not there. Mom, dad, nobody was there. According to her, they were just busy. Sometimes according to her, they will pop in, are you okay? How are you doing? Oh, fine, I'm fine. And then they dash out again. They were so busy without knowing that there was a vacuum that they needed to fill in their child's life, you know. Also, while it is important to know your child's primary love language, it is important to know your child's primary love language. Again, it's also important to speak the other four love languages. Remember, we said we have five love languages: words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, receiving gifts, and acts of service, yeah, quality time, words of affirmation, receiving gifts, act of service, and is it quality time? Yeah, yes, we have five. So it's once you understand your child's primary one, like we said, all of them are as important. But then there's one that is most important to your child. So once you are able to identify, we talked about the signs and all that, and how you can identify it. Once you are able to identify it, it's also important for you to speak the rest of the other four, because like like I said here, it's also important for you to relate with them using the other love languages, so that while you speak the other love languages to your child, it is important you give a heavy dose, like, if you're speaking maybe 1 or 2% for the rest of the four, but the main one, give it, give it to them, pamper it, splash it, give it to them, like, you know, give it to them heavy dose. Because the truth is, why do you have to do this? The truth is, you want your child to know how to give and at the same time receive love. You want them to know how to give and at the same time receive love. And how do you know your child's primary love language? How do you know your child's primary love language? I know someone will be asking, how do I know? Okay, how do I know my child's primary love language? Well, simply by observing your child. Observe the things they do, how they do things, how they come to you. If a child is always running to you, maybe probably once they hear the sound of your maybe knock at your door, they just run, they are literally pulling your legs or they are hugging you. Just know that that's sign of physical touch, isn't it? So once you observe it over and over again, just okay, that is it. Or a child, they just want all they want is they want you to read with them, they want to tell you story, they want to do this with you. Just know that is quality time they are seeking for, they are craving for. Another way you can know is, like I said, my son, once he gets back from school, preschool, he's literally telling you, Mommy, this one did not come, that one did not come, this teacher did not come, he's not feeling well. Oh, this one picked my toys when I had it. Oh, he was literally telling you everything that happened, and when he's telling you, if you're not listening to him, Mommy, I'm talking to you. Mommy, you need to, Mommy, you're not listening because he's very vocal. And he always make me laugh anytime he say, Mommy, you're not listening. Mommy, you need to listen to me. Mommy, I'm talking to you. He'll be, Mommy, like he just wants your undivided attention. That is him. So I didn't need to crack my head too much to figure out his love language or his primary love language. I just knew it was quality time and I try as much as possible to give it to him. And that does not mean I don't give him or I don't satisfy the other four um love languages. But his this quality time is it for him. And also why for my daughter, like learning time, okay, like learning time, she'll say, "Oh, mommy, can maybe if I say, oh ma, can you go and do your work now?" She'll say, cuddle. And sometimes the thing just because it always make me laugh because the way she will say it in the funny way, mommy, cuddle first. And because I already understand her love language, I'll just give it to her. She wants to touch you. She's literally dragging my hair, mommy, your hair. I love your hair, mommy, this, just sorry, physical touch. She wants cuddle, she wants hug, she wants you to carry her and all of those things. So once you know that, it will just go a long way in you building a healthy relationship with them and also having that sort of connection with them. And also another way you can know is through patterns, you know, give your children choices. Like say for example, maybe Godin, I say to Godin or Oma, would you want me to get you a new toy or take you to the restaurants or special restaurants, special McDonald's with mommy, or I'll take you to Nando's. Which one do you want? You choose. The one they choose is likely like that there's every tendency that that is their primary love language. And especially when you do it over and over again, you'll be able to tell like patterns. Okay, the other time this was what he chose to go restaurant with me, or the other time he chose to go to the shop with me, or the other time he chose to go to park. So that's a pattern for you. So once you're able to observe and then you follow pattern, it'll become easy for you to pick their primary love language. And also understand that if your child has a special needs, like children with special needs, maybe like autism and sensory issues, they may express and receive love differently than other children. So it's important to remember that all children need, crave, and show love in different ways. So it's very important to have that in mind. So I'll encourage each and every one of us, including me, to use this night to speak our children's love language and see how you know all of this is going to transform in the relationship we have with our children. I hope someone has learned one or two things. I just don't know why the comment section is not because I can't see any comments. I just don't know. As we begin to, call it a day, oh my God, I hope you learned one or two things. What did you learn? What is your love language? What is your love language? What is that? With everything I've said, can you pinpoint your child's love language? What can you say is your child's love language? Like I said, Oma is physical touch, Golden is quality time. And the story we read earlier, the story I read for you, the sad story is the girl's love language is quality time as well. It was so easy with everything she was saying. I just, okay, this is quality time. So, what is your child's love language, and what is your one? What is your own love language? I hope with everything we have said today, you can tell your own love language and that of your children. If not, like I said, one of the ways you can do it is to observe them. Observe them. You can record it if possible today. This was what happened tomorrow. After if you're able to do it for like 1 month or so, you'll be able to tell. Then you follow pattern, and then you'll be able to say, okay, this one occurred most. So that should be like a sign or a signal that okay, this is my child's primary love language, and you start speaking and like communicating it. Remember, we said every child will express and experience all the love language, but then there's one that is most important to that child. So ensure that you speak the one that is most important to that child, at the same time speaking all of the rest. We mentioned 5: quality time, acts of service, receiving gifts, um, words of affirmation, and which one is the last one? Sir? Words of affirmation. Let me just check quickly. And let's see. Words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, um, mhm, quality time, um, words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, art of service, art of service. Oh my goodness. So I hope you're blessed today, and I hope you learned something today. What is your take home? What are you going to be doing differently today? What is your take home? What is your take home? What have you learned today? What have you learned today? Quality time, physical touch. Yes, physical touch. What did you learn today? What is your take home? And what are you going to be doing with your child? So, thank you so much for joining me to do this. I appreciate you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time, because it takes intentionality to do this. It takes a heart of knowledge, a heart that is yearning for knowledge to do this. And for those of you that will be catching replay, I also say thank you to you. And let's do this again next time. Thank you so much, and enjoy your evening. Bye.